You got to introduce yourself. Tony Hadley. Tony Hadley, Mark Hicks drinking in an outside of toilet.
Drinking in my establishment.
Yes, in your establishment outside of toilet.
Hanging out by the moon.
So why are you guys here tonight? Where are we? What are we doing?
Well, Mark put this together, basically, you know, make awareness of small breweries, real ale, and to sort of fly the flag for great British beer. And I think it's really important. I mean, for me, I love real ale, absolutely adore it. So there's various guest ales here, including Mark's own, including mine as well. And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's also about encouraging people to not just drink wine with food, but to enjoy beer, cider, perry, with food as well. It's I think it's a missed opportunity because quite often wine can be slightly inaccessible, and I think beer is a drink that certainly has its heart in this country.
Can you tell me a bit about your own beers? The flavours, how you make them?
Okay, I'll go first.
So it's your place we're in. I'm giving you the first choice.
I started doing my beer really because we sold Hugh Fearnley Whittington's beer and Mick Stein's beer. I just thought to myself, I should probably put my own beer next to theirs on the shelf in the fridge. So I went to my local brewery, Palmer's in Dorset, and we kind of regenerated an old beer called Tally Ho and stuck the Hicks label on it and called it Oyster Ale. And that's kind of the start really, and then we did IPA. So it was a bit of rebranding, if anything, not necessarily recreating a new beer, but rebranding for an old beer.
And you're saying?
Purely by accident. I mean, I love the Cotswolds. Got into real ale by going to the Cotswolds. Donington Brewery was my first pint of real ale, pint of SBA. But what it was is Kevin, who's our master brewer, he was in the Royal Anglian Regiment, and him and his wife kept seeing him in concert. And then they sort of thought, well, I want to Tony like his own ale, which we know he does. He was doing Billy Flynn in Chicago. Came down, I sampled all the beers. I went a bit of that and a bit of that and da-da-da. We got there for the first ale, and it was just a bit of fun. And then it won an award. And then we thought, there could be a business in this. So we've now got Hadley's Gold, Hadley's Blonde, Hadley's Chili Beer. Chili Beer's that's a weird one. That's a back of the throat jobby. But yeah, so it's kind of, we're a very small brewery, but we're sort of hopefully going from strength to strength.
And was it your idea to call it Gold?
Well, I mean, what else am I going to call it? But there is Hadley's Blonde and Hadley's Chili Beer as well. But Gold, too good to be true.
Cool. And what do you guys reckon the beer industry should do to kind of match the wine industry for marketing? And where are they going wrong? What should they be doing?
It's down to people like ourselves really to sort of market it, and I think slowly, but it's quite difficult to persuade traditional restaurants to suddenly put beers on their list against wines.
I think actually if you look at a lot of the real ales now, especially the bottled ones, I mean they would fit on a nightclub shelf or in a wine bar, and I think we've got to kind of get it across because I suppose in a sense real ales always have that kind of vibe. It's like crusty old blokes in a pub doing alright mate, alright. It's not like that at all. There's great pubs that serve great ale, but I think we could. This is a beautiful place, and it doesn't look out of place on the shelves here next to the Dom Perignon and everything else. So.
Inject some sexiness into beer, perhaps.
Absolutely, we need you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.